Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. End of the week. We're going into the weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe weekend. But before we go into the weekend, we have one more day of the Citadel reading. We are on Your Faith is Your Fortune, Neville Goddard. Day 5 of Neville Continued, Your Faith is Your Fortune. And we were on chapter 6. I'll finish it up today. So chapter 6 was I Am He. And I'll just continue reading a little snippet until the end. Stop asking yourself whether or not you are worthy or unworthy to claim yourself to be that which you desire to be. Mark Rodriguez. Hi, Mark. I love that you always say my name with exclamation points. All right, Mark, listen up. Stop asking yourself whether or not you're worthy or unworthy to claim yourself to be that which you desire to be. You will be condemned by the world only as long as you condemn yourself. You will be condemned by the world only as long as you condemn yourself. I would read that too, like you will only be judged by the world. You will be judged by the world only as long as you judge yourself. You do not need to work out anything. The works are finished. The principle by which all things are made and without which there is not anything made that is made is eternal. You are this principle. Your awareness of being is the everlasting law. You have never expressed anything that you were not aware of being, and you never will. We will never express anything that we're not aware of being, and we never will. If we're not aware of being it, we will never be it. Assume the consciousness of that which you desire to express. Claim it until it becomes a natural manifestation. Assume the consciousness of that which you desire to express. Assume it. It's already done. Already live in it, dwell in it, where you want to be. Claim it until it becomes a natural manifestation, until it just becomes a natural manifestation. Feel it and live within that feeling until you make it your nature. Whatever you need to do. Do you want to find one song, like a 2 or 3 minute song, and just close your eyes and visualize yourself? Get a vision board or do a mind movie. There's like apps that you can put your mind movie in. Here is a simple formula. Take your attention from your present conception of yourself and place it on that ideal of yours. The ideal you had heretofore thought beyond your reach. So take your attention away from your present conception. So the way you see yourself now, if it's not where you want to be, get rid of it. Take your attention away from that current state and put your mind, place yourself, mind, body, feeling, soul, heart, get emotionally involved in it. We talk about the subconscious, the heart, get emotionally involved in it. And see yourself, place yourself in that ideal. And the ideal that you before this thought was beyond your reach, that dream, that place, that state of consciousness that you want to reach, go for that one, the one that you thought could never be achieved. Claim yourself to be your ideal, not as something that you will be in time, not something in the future, but as that which you are in the immediate presence, right here, right now. Do this, and your present world of limitations will disintegrate as your new claim rises like the phoenix from its ashes. You guys, I read this so much, not just in Neville Goddard, but in As a Man Thinketh, and even in the Bible. I mean, any personal development book, any mystical book that talks about the power of our mind and our thoughts. Our thoughts are seeds. It takes discipline and a vigilant mind. We have to guard our minds. What words are we saying to ourselves? I mean, what is the weather up here? To control this weather is ultimate mastery. If we could do this even for one day, and I'm talking to myself. I mean, we do it like, of course, we incrementally get better. I mean, I definitely have. Hell, my life is a 180 from what, where it's been just even in the last year. But to really just, I'm sure we're all working for something in the future. Oh, one day or that day, but really assuming that I'm it already, right now, visualizing it, feeling it, focusing my attention on that only. How much faster would things happen? So hold it in your mind always, and your present world of limitations will disintegrate as your new claim rises like the phoenix from its ashes. Be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but God's. The battle is not yours on the outside world. It's God's, our mind. You do not fight against your problem. You do not fight against your problem. Your problem will only live as long as you are conscious of it. So as long as we pay attention and keep feeding it. And this is a short example. Carla, I'm anxious. I'm depressed. I'm pissed. I am upset. I am really stressed out. How do I assume that's the reality? Look at my bank account. Okay. But what Neville Goddard is saying is, yes, that's all very true. But how are you going to get out of it? It's not just time passing and incrementally. Yeah, eventually you'll probably get out of it. But you can go there right now and dwell in dropping it, letting it dissolve. I always say like an Alka-Seltzer tablet. Instead of venting, pushing, complaining to yourself or outwards. That's resisting. This is like news to me too. I always thought venting was healthy, even if it's just like a sacred space, like just for 5 minutes, I need a vent session, then I'll be happy. No, that's rejection. That's rejecting our emotions. And when we reject it, it just comes back to us. Anything we vent and put out comes right back to us. Instead of letting it dissolve, breathe into it. It's an illusion anyway. I mean, it's an emotion. It'll pass. It's like a cloud. When clouds just disperse, they just disappear. But we make solid mountains of them, and they blind us. So do not fight against your problem. Your problem will only live as long as you are conscious of it. Take your attention away from your problem and the multitude of reasons why you cannot achieve your goal. Stop thinking of all the reasons why you can't do it. Stop thinking of all the reasons. And I just talked about this a lot this week when I was saying, even when we daydream, when was the last time you allowed yourself to imagine yourself with something without thinking of how it's going to be done? And really stop it. Well, God, then I'd have to do this and then this and then we're thinking it through, even in our daydream. This is something I'm personally working on, just to really, for the new things that I'm working towards, just to imagine myself already there and truly feeling it without letting all of the reasons why, the multitude of reasons why that I can't achieve it or I can't get there, fill my mind. Concentrate your attention entirely upon the thing desired. Concentrate your attention entirely upon the thing desired. Leave all and follow me. In the face of seemingly mountainous obstacles, claim your freedom. The consciousness of freedom is the father of freedom. It has a way of expressing itself, which no man knows. You shall not need to fight in this battle. See yourself, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord within you. I am the Lord. I am. Your consciousness is the Lord. The consciousness that the thing is done, that the work is finished, is the Lord of any situation. Listen carefully to the promise. You shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourself, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you. With you and me, that particular consciousness with which you are identified is the Lord of the agreement. He will without assistance establish the thing agreed upon earth. Can you, in the face of the army of reasons why a thing cannot be done, quietly enter into an agreement with the Lord that it is done? I kind of just asked this question, both to myself and you. Can you, in the face of the army of reasons why a thing cannot be done, can you quietly enter into an agreement with the Lord that it is done? Can you, now that you have found the Lord to be your awareness of being, become aware that the battle is won? Can you, no matter how near and threatening the enemy seems to be, continue in your confidence, standing still, knowing that the victory is yours? If you can, you will see the salvation of the Lord. Remember, the reward is to the one who endures. Hell. Stand still. In all ways, literally, metaphorically, figuratively, stand still. Standing still is the deep conviction that all is well. And let's think of the opposite of standing still. Just chaotic, erratic, hysterical movement. And how do we move? How do we think? How do we feel when we're not standing still? Not just standing still physically, but internally, spiritually standing still. Standing still is the deep conviction that all is well. It is done. No matter what is heard or seen, you remain unmoved. I love this. I've been saying this all week. I remain unmoved. When I hear something, when something triggers me, when somebody says something and people get all their, feathers in a ruffle, I remain unmoved. Let it pass. I'm not going to jump on that train and go down that. It's pointless. I remain unmoved. No matter what is heard or seen, you remain unmoved, conscious of being victorious in the end. All things are made by such agreements, and without such an agreement, there is not anything made that is made. I am that I am. In Revelations, it is recorded that a new heaven and a new earth shall appear. John, shown this vision, was told to write, "It is done." Heaven is your consciousness, and earth its solidified state. We all think that heaven and hell, whatever, let's say heaven, is a place you go to after you die. It's here and now, and it's your mindset. We are either dwelling, life is either heaven or it's hell, or maybe it's kind of purgatory, the in-between. Heaven is a state of consciousness. It's not somewhere you go after you die. It's here and now. Heaven is your consciousness, and earth, our surroundings, our world, is its solidified state. Therefore, accept as did John, it is done. All that is required of you who seek a change is to rise to a level of that which you desire. Without dwelling upon the manner of expression, record that it is done by feeling the naturalness of it being. Right? Because when you first think of yourself already achieving it and you're like, that's a fake. I'm lying to myself. It doesn't feel right. Do it. This is affirmation talking. Remember, we're like, how do you change it? Start telling yourself the positive. Well, Carla, that's not true. It's a lie. Tell yourself the lie over and over until you start believing it. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a lie or the truth. It accepts anything that's repeated over and over. That heart, that subconscious mind will accept anything if it is repeated over and over. Lie, truth, or in between. So it says, all that is required, all that we have to do to seek the change we want, is to rise to a level of that which we desire without dwelling upon the manner of expression of how it's going to happen. Record that it is done. It's already done. You're victorious. Your win is guaranteed. Record that it is done by feeling the naturalness of being it. You will start feeling it to be more natural. You know, when you first started a new job or a new skill, you felt clunky, embarrassed, foolish, scared, fear. But when you did it a little bit more, you're like, okay, it feels more natural. That's like anything else, even thoughts. So if there's something you want, dwell. See if you can do it for the whole day tomorrow, Saturday. Focusing, feeling yourself there, imagining yourself there. And make it become more natural. Make it become natural. Lie to yourself. Here is an analogy that might help you to see this mystery. All right, Neville, please tell. Suppose you entered look at this. Suppose you entered a motion picture theater just as the feature picture came to its end. Oh, I like this. Okay. So suppose you went into a movie theater just as it was ending, the movie was ending. All that you saw of the movie was a happy ending. Because you wanted to see the entire story, you waited for it to unfold again. Okay, so say you went to a movie theater, you just saw the end, it was a happy ending. But I want to see how the whole story unfolded. I want to see how the entire story unfolded. With the anticlimactic sequence, the hero is displayed as accused, surrounded by false evidence, and all that goes to wring tears from the audience. But you, secure in the knowledge of the ending, remain calm with the understanding that, regardless of the seeming direction of the picture, the end has already been defined. Imagine we truly do. Our life is a movie. Even if you're having trouble believing that and you're like, this is hippy dippy doo-dah day stuff, woo woo. Try it for a month. Imagining playing the movie of how you want to get up, how you want to interact, the interactions you want to have, the people you want to meet, the people you want to mingle with, the experiences, the things you want to feel, the things you want to do, the places you want to go, however that looks to you. Imagine that it's already done. Or pick a goal. Pick one goal. It could be a medium-sized goal. And imagine it's already done. And pick a date to it, goal setting. Just even if it's a small goal, like I am going to have somebody buy me a nice dinner by April 1st. And it's going to be so nice. You don't know how it's going to happen. If that's just the end of the movie. You already saw the end of the movie. And just think about it every day. Oh, it was so good. And just imagine yourself eating that dinner. You're not going to worry about how it's done. Well, that's the goal, to not worry like, well, who's going to take me to dinner? How am I going to go? What's it going to look like? It's a pandemic. What if the restaurants aren't open? Just imagine it. You have to test this out with yourself. And you really can't knock something until you try it. You can't knock something until you try it. And this is why people are so afraid to step out in faith or belief in something, especially when it comes to personal development or going after their dreams. It's like, what's more humiliating to humanity than falling on your face when you had a huge dream or goal and it didn't work out? I've ripped off that Band-Aid a long time ago and I have fallen flat on my face. I do not give one shit. Am I still scared? Yes. Am I still uncomfortable? Yes. I'm taking it day by day. I could not care less. Okay? Nobody cares. You're the last thing on other people's minds. You're the last thing on their mind because they're the first on theirs. I'm always thinking about myself. I mean, we're all thinking about ourselves. No one's thinking about you. Okay? Hi, Tanya. This is good. Okay. So use the analogy of you went to a theater, you saw the happy ending, you know it ends happy, but then you wanted to watch the whole story. So when you're watching it and you see the gut-wrenching tears and this, it's like you're not worried. You know how it's going to end. Picture your life like that. In like manner, go out to the end of that which you seek. Witness the happy end of it by consciously feeling you express and possess that which you desire to express and possess. And you, through faith, already understanding the end, will have confidence born of this knowledge. This knowledge will sustain you through the necessary interval of time that it takes the picture to unfold. Ask no help of man. Feel it's done by consciously claiming yourself to be now that which as man you hope to be. Claim yourself as it now. Keep repeating it every day. Write it on your mirror. Put it on a sticky note. All of my little affirmations I have everywhere. Do it just try for 1 week. It works. And at least sustain you. It'll mix things up. It'll get you motivated and excited. Well, my friends, that was another 5 days of Neville Goddard. We did At Your Faith is Your Fortune. That was chapter 6. I guess I'll go in and out. So next week, maybe I'll do something else, and then I'll come back to Neville, Your Faith is Your Fortune. We'll continue with chapter 7. Thy will be done. That should be good. Yeah, I love Neville Goddard. It helps me just to keep these words in my mind, these things that I read or what you hear. If it flows through your mind at any point of the day tomorrow, it's like, what words are we swimming in? Where are we dwelling? I certainly want, hi Jim, I certainly want to dwell and swim in good positive things that keep me afloat. So thank you all again so much. We have our last Thursday, Mindset and Mindfulness, this next Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, where I just share lessons from either, a therapeutic standpoint, psychological or personal development. And we do like a mindfulness meditation. They're usually about 45 minutes. The Zoom link is here in the group. Invite anybody you like. Please show up. Please come. It's 5 o'clock on a Thursday. I know it's a random hour, but it's such a nice kind of break to the week just before the weekend gets started. And I love it. So I appreciate all of your guys' support, and I look forward to seeing you guys all on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.